Hi, I'm Ricc Rollins, and this is Going Places. Don't you want to come along? Let's go. And welcome to this edition of Going Places. I hope your morning's amazing. Here's what's coming up on today's show. We're going to talk with Lauren Gay, the outdoorsy diva, about her recent trip to Helen, Georgia. What's in Helen, Georgia? I'm glad you asked, and the outdoorsy diva's going to tell you. We'll also find out the best places to find a great pumpkin. See what we did there? We'll conclude our conversation with Donna Richardson, and our own Karima Henry is here with crafts not once but twice for the fall season. All of this and more coming up on this edition of Going Places. You don't want to go anywhere. In fact, it starts right now. The outdoorsy diva is in the house. Welcome back, Lauren Gay. How are you?
I'm great, Rick. How you doing?
I'm doing well. So you went to Helen, Georgia. Now tell it, I've never heard of Helen, Georgia. I've heard of Helen Reddy. I've heard of Mount St. Helen, but never heard of Helen, Georgia. Tell me about this place.
So Helen, Georgia is a little over an hour north of Atlanta, and it is in the foothill mountains of the Appalachian. It is known as Alpine Helen. It is the Alpine of Georgia. And this is because this cute little town looks like a Bavarian village, like something straight out of Europe.
Oh, wow.
It is super cute. So you come through the mountains and boom, you have all of these buildings, and though the entire village is built and looks like Switzerland or Germany or somewhere like that.
Wow. And so how long were you there?
I was there for 3 days.
Okay. So is there 3 days worth of sites?
There absolutely can be, and especially this time of year, right? So we don't really get the leaves changing down here like they do up there. So up there, you're going to get the leaves changing, and there are tons of parks for you to experience that. So a big one is Unicoi State Park, which is just outside on the edge of the city. And when you drive up into the mountains, you're going to see beautiful foliage. There's a lake, and there's a waterfall called Anna Ruby Falls. And it's about a quarter of a mile. Anna Ruby Falls. It's a pretty easy hike, and you're going to see this glorious waterfall.
Oh, cool.
It's amazing. So that's one thing that you can do. Then there's Duke Falls, which is a couple of miles away. It's another easily accessible waterfall. And then you've got Tallulah Gorge State Park, and that's about 20 minutes away. Worth the drive because this is one of the largest waterfalls in Georgia. They've got a natural bridge you can cross. You're also going to see
bridge. I know
you did.
The outdoorsy diva if you did not pass. Okay, I know you. Okay.
Now I gotta warn y'all, it's a lot of steps. So it was about 1,200 steps total to go down and come back up. But it's worth it. And especially if you plan that trip like this time of year, it's going to be gorgeous for you to see. So you've got the nature. That's one thing you can do, right? And then you've also got the Chattahoochee River, which flows through the river. It's a babbling brook. There's all kinds of places to access it just from city parks around in the village. But if you go during the spring and summer season, you can tube it. I wouldn't recommend tubing right now. It's probably a little chilly, but you can tube.
You tube in the fall? Okay.
You can tube on the river, and it's still nice to just see, and people fish in it and that kind of stuff as well. But then there's other things to do too.
Like what?
So there's also, I don't know if you've heard of an alpine coaster. So these are small, like 1 or 2 person. They kind of look like a go-kart.
Okay.
And they're on a track, and they swirl and they go around in mountains and trees. So I've done one before in the mountains in Utah. They have them in Switzerland. They have them in mountainous places. And now Georgia it's the Georgia Mountain Coaster, that you can do that's there in Helen. That was really, really fun.
Okay. So when you're there, do you almost forget where you are? I mean, is it one of those places that makes you just kind of consumes you and you don't think about the outside world? You are thinking about just being in the Alpines.
You absolutely do because it's kind of a trick on your senses. You're walking around and it really looks like these German towns that you see like in the movies and on TV. When you're looking at these pictures, as you can see, it's just
Wow.
so like unreal. Reality sets in when you go in a shop owner and then they've got that Georgia accent, right?
How y'all doing? Wait a minute. I'm not Germany. Okay, yeah.
So it's kind of like, oh yeah, I'm still in the South, but it is really, really neat. They've got a cuckoo clock store. I
I was
really
gonna ask
enjoyed
you, no,
that.
wait, they can't be this Bavarian Alpine kind of place without some kind of cuckoo clock there.
They
Oh,
do have a cuckoo clock store, which is really, really cool. And see, they were going off and they've got all different types too. So that's neat. They've got those, I don't know the proper name, but the ones that they have the beer in and they've
uh-huh.
got the little tops on them. They've got all types of those. They've
Okay.
got a little Dutch ceramic and windmill store that has all those kinds of things in it. So there's tons of shops and even like German restaurants. You can have, go ahead.
No, 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 no. No, finish telling.
Oh, so there's an authentic German restaurant
Okay.
called
That was gonna be my
Bodensi.
question. How do we end up with this German inspired place in the middle of Georgia? Why? How?
Tourism. So
Okay.
it was an old lumber town,
Okay.
and they needed a way to revitalize the town, bring folks back, have jobs. They came up with this idea, I believe, in the late 60s to do this
Yeah.
and put it into action. And now it's in their like mandate. Every building has to follow this look and style. Like even the Wendy's there looks like has the whole Bavarian thing. All the hotels, the bank, the grocery store, you
Wow.
have to, and they have white lights on all the buildings at night. So it lights up really pretty. It's like a fairy tale.
Oh.
But a lot of German people have immigrated there
Mhm.
because of the setup, and it just made sense. So you have a Bavarian town, you need Bavarian food. So we went to a
Oh, we
man.
lost. Okay, we're back. Hold on. Let's see. We got a minute. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Now, what were you saying? Repeat the last part for me.
So, of course, there are a lot of German immigrants and European immigrants who've come
Mhm.
there. It just makes sense. You're going to need German food. So, we went to a restaurant called Bodensi, and it's owned by a man who's German and his wife's Romanian.
Oh,
And
wow.
they opened this restaurant. Authentic German food is named for a very large lake in Germany. Amazing. We had a sampler for two. And so you get a good taste of like everything that they have from
Wow.
schnitzel to the different bratwurst and this worst and that worst and like all types of meats. They actually do a really good smoked pork chop.
Mhm.
Didn't expect that. I like melted in your mouth. And then of course I've got the sauerkrauts and the mustards and the beers. We cannot forget about the German beer.
I
They
was gonna
have
say,
a
how
beer
was the beer?
flight. They got a German beer flight. And the best part is they've got an Alpine wine and liquor store in town. So you can go and get the beers that you tried. They import those German beers and take some home with you if you like, which I actually did. I had a couple that I really enjoyed.
So that's great. So I'm excited about this. So I'm sure that we'll have some information at the bottom of the screen how they can find out to visit. And it's called Helen, Georgia.
Helen, Georgia.
Okay, well, Helen, Georgia, you got it going on. So when we come back, Lauren is going to tell us about. Thank you, first of all, for sharing about Helen, Georgia. But now she's going to tell us about some of the places to go see if the Great Pumpkin really does exist. When Going Places continues right after this.
Hi, I'm Arlene. Welcome to Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. What's your coffee saying? Whether in for business or just getting away, let Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks be a part of your day. a place for you to come and share thoughts and spirit through a cup of coffee. Come and enjoy with us here at Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Enjoy life one cup at a time.
Welcome back to this edition of Going Places. The outdoorsy diva is with us today and just told us about this fascinating place called Helen, Georgia. Now we're going to talk about some things that are a little bit more local because it's time for the great pumpkin to come. And so where should we go to find or to get our pumpkin on, Lauren?
We can definitely get our pumpkin on right here in Tampa Bay. Even though we can't grow them, we can still look at them, pose with them, take pictures. So, of course, you've got the Hyde Park Pumpkin Patch. That's a classic,
Right.
right there in Hyde Park. Then Kill Farms out in Plant City. You can get your wine on, then go to the pumpkin patch right there. Then we've also got Gallagher's Pumpkin Patch over in St. Pete. But, Rick, why just do pumpkins? You can have pumpkins and a corn maze.
Oh, wow. Yeah, what's that at? Come on, tell me.
So you can do several places that have corn mazes and pumpkin patches. So get your pen and paper. You've
Okay.
got Fox and Squirrel Corn Maze in Plant City. Then we've got Sweetfield Farms and Corn Maze in Massarik Town. You've also got Harvest Moon Corn Maze and Pumpkin Patch in Massarik Town. I've done both of those.
Okay.
Then Long and Scott Maze in Mount Dora. That's my personal favorite.
Well, I'm gonna have to go to that one if that's your personal favorite, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah, Long and Scott Farm is really, really fun, and they got a really cute gift shop too. And that's a good one. So the corn is gonna be, it's always really, really high. So you'll really feel like you get lost. And when you go on the website, you'll see they all have a unique type of pattern. So it's
You know
not
why I'm
just
looking
a
at you
maze.
like this.
Why?
It's gonna be tough. That reminds me of Children in the Corn. I didn't go in there. You had me sold until you told me the corn was yay high.
If you do it in the daytime, you got nothing to be scared of.
Okay, then that's my clue. I'll go in the daytime because I am not going. No, I will not, because I will be looking for the children in the corn.
And,
No.
and we can put,
No, Lauren, I will not. Unless I go.
yes, come on, Rick. But we can, I hope we can show them the patterns that they have, because it looks really, really cool. Because it's not just like a maze going, just in squares. It's gonna spell out like a picture or a pattern. Most of the corn
Get
mazes,
out. It's gonna spell get out.
they've got shortcuts for you to get out, if that helps.
Let's see, because I want to go places, but I am no, you said we go in the daytime. I will go with you if we go in the daytime, but you think you're gonna trick me and we're gonna go at night? No, ma'am, because the first time I hear something, I'm gonna look, because they always kill the black man in the horror movies. No, I'm not doing it. Not doing it. But also, don't forget to mention that the Seminole, I think it's Seminole Heights United Methodist Church, is that the way? They also have a big pumpkin patch too. So I was trying to look up their information, but they were telling me about it and invited us out. So we may have to do that as well. So what else is there to do in this season, ma'am?
I mean, all of these places, they've got the pumpkin patches, they've got the cornfields, they've got hay rides. Some of them have apple bobbing. I mean, they've got all the fall stuff. So hopefully you get a little crisp weather so you can do it in your flip-flops.
Oh, Lord. See, it ain't fall if I got to be in my flip-flops. Well, that's Florida fall. That's true. So, Lauren, I thank you for being with us as always. I can't wait. Wait a minute. We can't go without telling them what you've got coming up for the next few weeks here on Going Places. Tell us.
I'm excited to share the first looks at my Iceland travel series. I'll be debuting it here first on Going Places with Ricc Rollins over the next few weeks.
That's it. That's why she missed my birthday. Okay? But it was worth it. Look, I was like, you're not going to be here for my birthday? Well, I'm going to Iceland. I'm going to report on it for Going Play. Go, girl, go, run. Please. Don't miss your plane. Lauren, always glad to have you here. We thank you for being with us, and we'll see you next week as we begin your Iceland adventure.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay, more Going Places right after this.
Hi, I'm Arlene. Welcome to Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. What's your coffee saying? Whether in for business or just getting away, let Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks be a part of your day. A place for you to come and share thoughts and spirit through a cup of coffee. Come and enjoy with us here at Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Enjoy life one cup at a time.
And just last month, we launched in Target and Target.com. My 81-year-old mama is doing it, you guys. There's no excuses. You can't say it's age. You can't say it's my circumstances. You can't say I don't have the money, because we didn't have it. I had to take money out of my retirement account. I had to get a loan so we could start this family business. But it meant a lot to me because it's love, it's legacy, and it's being passed from one generation to the next generation. I want to build not just generational wealth, but generational health. This came about because there was a problem. We could not get her out to the people to cook. Solving the problem was the mix. But you can get this mix, and it's like wrapping my mama up, putting it in a package, and now you can buy it at the store and just cook it up yourself, because it is a taste of love. And
I'm going to Target as soon as it's over.
Taste the love. And what's so great is because I'm a health expert, I had to work with a food scientist and a chef, because now you can bake, you can fry, or you can air fry. And then the seasoning you can use for tofu, vegetables, steak, chicken. So I had to make it where it was health conscious if you wanted.
Yes.
And then when you wanted that treat, oh, you're gonna have some chicken and waffles.
There you go.
It really was a blessing in disguise. And that's why we can't take anything for granted. We have to do whatever it is that God put in our heart to do it now.
Right.
Time is our most precious commodity.
It is.
So spend it with those who you love, who matter the most to you, and do what's in your heart that God has called you to do.
Girl, you just took us to church on a Saturday morning. I'm glad
none of this is possible. All things are possible through him. And even when people are like, look at you all, you want Good Morning America, you want Drew Barrymore, that's great. But he made it all happen. We followed his lead. He gave us everything. And just remember, if you don't do right, he can take it all away.
Yes, he can.
Okay? So be obedient and be strong and have good courage. You don't give up on yourself. You got to keep going for it. And there were times when I couldn't pay this invoice, I couldn't pay this bill, but I stuck in there. I was like, okay, well, then you ain't going shopping. You're not going on this trip, because you got to make sacrifices. And yes, it was blood, it was sweat, it was tears. I woke up in pain almost every day because of my knee. Wow. But God places that strength in you. Yes, it's down here. It's in that gut.
Yes,
that wakes you up like an alarm clock. It says you get out of that bed. You do not feel sorry for yourself. You're going to be able to help people.
There you go.
And right now, your mama needs you. The people need you. So get up and get moving. And you've got to talk to yourself about that. I had to have a whole, renewing of the mind, right?
Yep.
And once you start to talk positive to yourself, and you start to tell yourself, and you visualize where God is taking you, then that is the lead you follow. And then he does the rest. But you got to put in the work. People say, oh, well, Donna, can you help me get a six-pack? Or can you help me get, firm thighs? And I'm like, we can pray all day long, but faith without work is dead. So you got to put the work in it. And no, I didn't know everything, because I'm coming from fitness to this food industry, but I had to become a student. And I would get around people who I knew were in this industry, and I would learn from them. I got 2 mentors. One is Michelle Hoskins, and she has the only Black-owned syrup company in this country, Michelle Hoskins. And she mentored me. And that's why even with health and fitness, I reached back. I was helping other fitness professionals come in, because as our vice president said, yes, I was the first, but I won't be the last. And Michelle did the same thing. I'm not the first, but I won't be the last. And she helped me. And they are undergirding me to be strong and successful and sustainable in this new fitness and food journey that I'm on right now. And I'm just so proud of my mama, 82. Oh my God. And did I tell you she cooks and dances? So she don't drop it. She dips it for the Lord. All right. Give Lord the praise. Amen.
I'm going to find that video.
So we just, it's really about whatever that dream or goal you have, it's just staying with it. Like you're going to get a no, you're going to get rejection, but you got to keep pushing forward. You got to keep persevering, even when you don't want to.
That's it.
It really is about that. And you know what else inspires me is that I stand on the shoulders of so many great men and women.
Yes.
Right? Who came before me. And so every day I say to myself, you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and you rise because they rose. Okay. You stand because they stood.
Come on now, Doc.
Fight because they fought.
So that's right.
And that's why you just keep getting up and you keep getting it on, and don't ever give up, because God gave that to you. He will make a way out of no way. Out of no way.
Yes, he will. Oh, Donna Richardson, it's been a good time talking to you this morning. I am so excited that you are here. So
and
when you
be in Tampa again, I love coming to Tampa. Derek has a celebrity golf tournament that I play in every year. I admire him so much, because even during his career and after, he has given back so much to that community.
Yes, he has.
I've just seen so many family lives change, kids. I mean, the educational component, the sports, the give back of food and everything. I look up to him, and I hope that one day I can be like him on that level of being able to have a business, whether it's for-profit or non-profit, but be that impactful. And that is what he is showing me and so many others. So I tip my hat off to him, and I thank him for helping me be a part of him helping the community there in Tampa. So I'm coming. So I hope I get to see you guys. And I'll be doing a run walk with Black Girls Run.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll make sure that the information is up on the screen. Again, Donna Richardson, thank you for being the bright light that you are.
Thank you so much for having me.
You and Mama are going to keep going places, and we want to be right there with you.
Well, we are so excited to have this opportunity. So make sure you go out. I'm going to send you some ready-made, homemade mix. Here it comes.
I look forward to getting it. Okay. And they can find.
Wait, here it is. Can I show it to you?
Okay, sure.
Look,
oh, wow.
So that's it. But here's Mom on the back.
Oh, my. Here. There we go.
Yeah. So that's what it's all about. It's about family. It's about us working together as one.
That's it. Donna Richardson, thank you for being with us this morning. We'll make sure that the information's up on the screen on how they can find this wonderful mix, Love in a Packet. Yes. I thank you so very much for being with us today. You take care now. Bye-bye. You're going to want to get out your craft scissors and your glue sticks. It's time for Crafting with Karima right after this.
spooky season. You will need green, white, and black cardstock, a recycled box, marbles, glue, tape, and orange paint. First, you need to print and cut the free pumpkin template from my website. Then tape the pumpkin inside of the box and add a few drops of orange paint. Now drop a few marbles inside of the container. Tilt the container to move the marbles around to paint the pumpkin. Play some Halloween music and have fun with your kids. Once your child is finished, carefully remove the pumpkin, then set it aside to dry. While your pumpkin is drying, print and cut the free jack-o'-lantern faces that are available on my website. Now it's time to glue the green stem on your pumpkin. I also suggest using glue stick if that's easier for your child. Carefully add a small amount of glue to the mouth. Assist your child if they are still learning how to use glue. Gently attach the mouth to the pumpkin so that it does not rip. Now it's time to glue the eyes to your pumpkin. I suggest making sure they are positioned correctly before adding the glue. I made the mistake earlier by putting glue on the wrong side of my eye, but I was able to fix it and continue my craft. Finally, add the nose to complete your jack-o'-lantern. Make sure your kids are using just a small amount of glue. I love that you can create different patterns and faces with this project. It's also a great activity for strengthening kids' fine motor skills. I hope you had a great time creating this Halloween crafting game. If you want more ideas, visit my blog at craftingaffunlife.com.
Well, we're almost out of time. I want to remind you that Lauren's Icelandic escapades begin next Saturday morning. Also, there's a programming note. 6:30 a.m. is the new time for Going Places on Saturday mornings in the Encore episode with our regular episode right here on Tampa Bay's MOR at 8 a.m. and on Sunday mornings still at 5 a.m. And if you miss us on more, you can always catch us on YouTube. We want you to be blessed on the journey. Remember, it's no fun without you. We look forward to seeing you on the next Going Places. Until then, for everyone here, take care.